Hello, I am XL Latrina, but you can just call me Latrina, and today I want to talk about the Powerpuff Girls reboot. More importantly, I was just kind of thinking, and I was just like, why is the reboot so trash? So I thought about it some more, and I figured there are two big reasons why that reboot is just hot, boiling, stanky, doo-doo water trash. Okay. One, because no one asked for it. No one wanted this show. I don't recall in the year of 2015 to 16ish, I don't recall anybody saying that they wanted a Powerpuff Girls reboot. I don't recall that. Who wanted that show? So that's one. No one wanted that damn thing. No one wanted this show. And then two, okay, so you made the show anyway. The least you could do is have good writing. And frankly, this show has the poorest writing I have seen in a real good long minute. That's a bold-faced ass lie, but bear with me. The writing is poor.
I don't think that you should be a writer. In fact, I ask you to never write again.
So that being said, in April of 2016, Cartoon Network decided to drop a bomb on us by releasing the god-awful hot trash boo-boo water known as the Powerpuff Girls reboot. The original Powerpuff Girls was basically all about American girl power, that was done right, by the way. And the new Powerpuff Girls is a slice of life. Okay, so the problem is this. You can't reboot a well-regarded show and then completely remove the elements of it that everyone liked. So, aside from the Powerpuff Girls, think, for example, the Teen Titans. People loved that show. I kind of loved that show. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but I definitely didn't hate it. I loved the theme song. Whenever that theme song came on late at night in the early 2000s, when I say I was hooked, I was hooked. Like, I was boxed in. I was focused. Okay, people loved that show, and especially due to its peculiar ending, people wanted more. So it would make sense to reboot the show, right? Except we never really got a reboot. We got a spin-off parody. As divided as everyone was about the Teen Titans Go series, over time, we've come to accept its existence. I mean, as stupid as it was, it could be pretty funny and had catchy songs here and there. But even with that being said, people wanted what the original Teen Titans gave. A strong narrative, intriguing character arcs, and a more focused direction with all of the mini story arcs within the overarching story, if you know what I mean. Now, nothing is perfect, so believe you me, the original version of any reboot could be just as bad or maybe even worse than its successor. However, at the same time, I need to mention that there are reboots that are done right. There are reboots done right. For example, Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack came back in 2017 or so, and when I say it did its fan base justice, it did its fans justice. I won't dwell on this show because, frankly, I didn't watch it, but from what I remember and from the few clips and things that I did see of the newer season or seasons of Samurai Jack, people loved it. I loved it. It was actually pretty freaking good. It was like pretty good actually. So people loved the new Samurai Jack. And I mean, on that note, I should mention it's more of just a continuation than a reboot, but regardless. The point is, obviously, a continuation or reboot of a series can be done, and it can be done well. So on that note, what exactly did the Powerpuff Girls reboot do wrong? Feel free to disagree with me, but the first glaringly large problem is the huge difference in plot. Now, it's true that even the OG Powerpuff Girls had a more episodic, self-contained set of plot lines that didn't always interlap, but even still, the overarching plot became apparent that the big bad villain the girls eventually had to fight against was him, like that was his name, him, a gender ambiguous representation of the devil, which is kind of weird that the biggest threat in the Powerpuff Girls universe was the literal devil, but okay. What exactly was the point of the Powerpuff Girls reboot? What were they fighting for? Who exactly were they constantly fighting against for real? That being said, where the hell was the fighting on that note? Like, where was it? There were so very few times that they fought in the show, and the times that they did, it was like it just wasn't fucking entertaining. That's what it was. Watching the Powerpuff Girls reboot kind of just had me like,
what happened to the original plot of the movie?
What happened? What happened to the original plot of the movie? The Wikipedia literally describes the show as having a more slice of life direction, which I don't understand why they did that. Because the OG Powerpuff Girls are about the nuances of crime, fighting said crime regardless, and I mean, the 2016 reboot's opening literally has lines referencing them fighting, being superheroes, literally saving the world. So it's weird to me that that is the case, and yet the action is very minimal and very bad. Like, what the hell? Plus, I don't understand their really weird Green Lantern-esque powers. I don't really understand that take. I guess they wanted to better define what kind of powers the Powerpuff Girls had in this reboot, but like, I just didn't really like that Green Lantern type shit, the staple shit. It was stupid. It was dumb. I don't really get what they were trying to do. It was just dumb. It was dumb. It was stupid. It was dumb. The show feels more like its own thing that's just trying to capitalize off of the original Powerpuff Girls and the fan base that already existed for the original show. But the problem is that it was never going to work, okay? Capitalizing off of the OG Powerpuff Girls like that, it was never going to work. The reboot is too different, and due to its pop cultural references, too dated to connect with its fans, which would inevitably include a lot of older Powerpuff Girls fans because, you know, we're gonna grow up. And I mean, despite that, we still want to see what these new writers are doing with a show that we used to love, which obviously wasn't nothing all that great. This reboot finally came to an end in 2019, so it only ran for 3 years, which felt like the longest 3 years ever. Needless to say, it was a reboot that really shouldn't have happened in the first place. The girls were weaker and less interesting than their original selves. The villains were all pretty much boring as hell too, and oh my gosh, why the fuck did they introduce the fan favorite Rowdy Rough Boys and did nothing with them? Like, my thing is this, okay, I can understand doing a real quick little cameo with a character like, what the fuck is his name? The goddamn furry pink hick that ain't nobody really give a shit about. What is his name? I keep thinking Huggy Wuggy, but he is not that Huggy Wuggy. What's his name? Fuzzy Lumpkins or some shit like that? Okay, I can understand doing a real quick, you know, oh, here's a little image of that dude since y'all care so much about him, okay, and take him away. I can understand doing that with someone like Fuzzy Lumpkins. Don't nobody really care about no Fuzzy Lumpkins like that. He's not that important. He's definitely not one of the most, okay, I mean, he was a pretty funny villain. But, I mean, come on. He wasn't the most, like, he was not as much of a fucking fan favorite as the Rowdy Rough Boys. The Rowdy Rough Boys were done so fucking dirty in that moment. It was actually kind of disrespectful. if I'm being honest. People love the Rider Off boys so fucking much. People love the gender bent foil to the Powerpuff Girls. That's why everyone loves them, because they're such an interesting like spin on the Powerpuff Girls, who they are and what they stand for. That is why people love the Rider Off boys so fucking much. Even in the Powerpuff Girls Z reboot, the Japanese reboot of the Powerpuff Girls, which personally I actually really liked. I didn't realize apparently a good amount of people don't like it, but personally I liked it, okay? Even in that reboot, when they brought the Rider Off boys in, at least they did something with them. They didn't just toss them in there once and said, oh look, there y'all go. Y'all wanted to see y'all little funky ass Rider Off boys. Okay, there you go, you little funky ass Rider Off boys, and then take them away. They didn't do that. But I mean, I could say plenty more about it, but I don't really think, pardon that loud noise if y'all heard that. I could say more about it, but honestly, I think that's really just all there is to say. So, that being said, thank you for listening. Subscribe, check out my blog, and have a wonderful night.